So today we're going to be bringing you some ABC deck profile. Kind of sucks that ABC Dragon Buster did get hit in this most recent ban list. Kind of sucks because we didn't get to see the full potential of Dragon Buster, especially if you can somehow summon 3 in a turn or even 2 in a turn. Sounds cool. But anyway, I mixed around the cards a little bit, try to make it a little more like a generic rank 4 build. But I still like playing the Cyber Dragons just because it gives a little more oomph to the deck. And just to summon out Infinity is always a good card. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. So for the first card, so obviously we're going to play the 3 pieces of the ABC core. I like running all 3 just because you always want to have those extra names in the deck. Because sometimes if, let's say you do get DD Crowed or something like that, and you don't have that extra one in the deck to get in the grave, it does hurt, and then that way you can't summon Dragon Buster. So that's the reason why I like running all 3 of them, because of that reason, just because you just need to have as many as possible, especially now Dragon Buster is hit to 1. Your opponent's going to try to do as much as they can to get rid of it, especially if you can't get it back. So that's why we got to play all 3. And even just because they're generic rank 4 build, they are very utilized really well. So we go on to that. Alright, now for some extenders, we do play the double silver gadget and the double gold gadget. So these kind of just get your pieces out into the field, and especially now with Union Carrier coming out in Duel Overload, it really helps out the deck because you can get those pieces out. And if, let's say you have an Infinity out or a Dragon Buster out, you can always equip a piece from the deck and it'll be protected by either spells, monsters, or traps. So that's why we play these cards. Easy rank 4s, easy links if need be. So that's why we play it now in the deck. And then for the Cyber Dragon part of the deck, we do play 3 core because if you could search out the Cyber Repair Plant, you can basically search anything from the deck for free. So that's why I still like playing this card. We do run the Amirage now in the extra deck just because that way we can get this out from the field into the grave, so the Repair Plant becomes live. So it's a good thing that Amirage got reprinted in Duel Overload. It's a very neat reprint. But yeah, core is really good just to get those that Cyber Repair Plant from deck to hand. And then obviously because Cyber Dragon is really good, we played 3 of the generic Cyber Dragon. Let's say usually I would want to go first or second in this deck to see if you can OTK your opponent. So, and also just make Cyber Dragon live. So that's why you would play him, and he's just to go into Infinity really easily. So that's why we play him. And then we still play the 3 Galaxy Soldiers. Sometimes I do go back and forth with this card because sometimes you don't want to see multiples in your hand. So it does kill me sometimes that you see like 2 in hand and you're like, oh man, I can't really use it. Especially because you can only search once with it. But other than that, you can always still use it for discard fodder or whatever else you need it to be. And like I said, just to get an easy rank 5 out, so then you can overlay on top of Infinity. Usually with the Nova, of course. And for a new card I'm actually trying out, playing 2 of the Gizmek Yada. So this card's really good because it can get rid of your pieces from the field as well. Your ABC pieces. So you can summon this, and then you can normal summon another one from your hand, and then you can go from there. So like, you can summon an ABC one of the pieces, like maybe like B. Use this, send it to the graveyard to special, and then so you can use the effect to then normal summon one. And if you have like a gold or silver gadget and another ABC piece in your hand, you can always just go from there. So you get 3 monsters out on the field just like that. It does restrict you into only summoning of that type that you normal summon, but because everything in the deck is a machine type, we're okay. So that's why we play that card. And because we are going second, we do play 2 Ash. This could be up to personal preference. I just play this just because Ash is good at times. If you did have impermanence, I would probably run that instead as a hand trap, especially if you're going to be trying to go second in this deck. But Ash is just, another card you can play. So I just like Ash because it's just easier to use. And then for the spells, you play 3 Union Hanger. This card is very key because you want to get your ABC pieces as fast as possible. And then obviously its effect to equip them from the deck, so that way you can start doing some combos. So this card is really key. It does suck when they do Ash it, especially if you when you activate it and you want to get the search off because it's like the one way to get to your play, and they Ash it or Ghost Target it. It does kind of suck, but other than that, still a really key card, and that's why it's broken. And for the searcher of the deck, we do play 3 Cyber Repair Plant. Obviously, we can only search this with core. But as long as you have Cyber Dragon in the grave, you can basically search anything in the deck, and that's why I do still like playing this card. I know a lot of people probably don't play this card. I know they're playing Cyber Dragons and ABCs, but I always do like it just because it just gives it a little bit more, like, you can search things out in this deck, which machines usually don't have that kind of utility with searching, unless it's like archetype specific. So that's why I like that card. And obviously, to go in tandem with the core, we do play double machine dupe because you can get an instant infinity out there. So that's why I do like playing the 2 machine dupe. Obviously, if you draw this too late, it is a dead draw. It is a really bad dead draw. But if you can get this play out with, if you have this in core in hand, you can get an easy infinity out with like an Omrod or something like that. So that's why I still like playing this card. It's just kind of a more win-more card, so a little more sacky. But that's really all we use it for. And who doesn't like sacky? Alright, now to the one-ofs. I do play 1 Foolish, 1 Overload Fusion, Monster Reborn to kind of extend. Terraforming, search out the Union Hanger, it's like an extra copy. 1 Burial, just to cycle back your ABC pieces. Like I said, it does suck that Dragon Buster is at 1, but let's say if you're able to get Dragon Buster back into the extra deck, you can always summon it again to get your APC pieces back from your banish zone to your graveyard to go to do that as well. That's why we play those cards. And the last card I still like playing the Utopia cheese, I call it. So I play the double or nothing to search off with the Utopia double. Yeah, if you can't really break their board, if they have a monster out there that you can at least kill, then that's why this card's there. Because you could rank 4 really easily with this deck. So that's why I still like playing the Utopia cheese. And now, onto the extra deck. So, obviously, it hurts, but we do have 1 ABC Dragon Buster in the extra deck. This card's really good because it can get rid of problematic cards because it banishes, so banishes is really good depending what matchup you're playing, obviously. But yeah, it does hurt that you can't summon multiple of him. Even if you can't summon multiple on the field, just to have him, extras of him in the extra deck just in case they do get rid of it, it hurts. But what can you do? So, but the 1 Dragon Buster, you gotta play it. So good. And obviously, because we do play the Cyber Dragons. We do play the Mega Fleet. Mega Fleet is in here because obviously there's some cards we can't destroy. We can't destroy them in battle and things like that. So Mega Fleet is just good for those monsters that you just have to get rid of and there's no other way. So that's why we play the Mega Fleet Dragon. And then for your Overload Fusion target, we do play the 1 Rampage Dragon. This you can kind of use it as like a spell and trap destruction removal. So that's why we do play it. And then if he does get multiple attacks and if you're able to send machines, get multiple attacks, and that way you can maybe even game your opponent if they're open. So that's why I like this card. And also it's a level 5, so you can rank 5 if need be. And then obviously for the Cyber Dragon stuff, play 2 Nova, 1 Infinity. So obviously Nova, I do like Nova just sometimes on itself, just because it does get that Cyber Dragon from grave to the field. It does suck if they like not impermanence, but like Ghost Star Grid, and it gets rid of it. And then you can't summon Infinity anymore. You're like, ah, damn it. But other than that, it's just to get another body on board. And then obviously if that resolves, you can always just stack the Infinity on top. And Infinity is just really annoying to get around. Okay, and then obviously for the last couple rank 4s, obviously you play 1 Utopia double, 1 Utopia. You go into the Utopia double. You use effects, search, you overlay Utopia, and then what goes on from there. So that's why I still like playing these cards. Especially like I said, if you can't break their board and you just can attack over them, it's really funny when you can get that play off. And for the last XC we play, do play 1 Dweller just because Dweller is just really good. Stops a lot of graveyard effects. So in case you really can't do anything else, you can sit on Dweller. And sometimes it does kind of hurt your opponent, so that's why I do like playing it. And now on to the links. And obviously, for the extra deck, we do play 1 Union Carrier. I do sometimes want to play 2, but honestly, once you get 1 out there and you can resolve its effect, you're kind of good to go. So that's why I just play the 1. You just get your pieces out there, especially if you have an Infinity or Dragon Buster, you can start equipping stuff to them so they can get protection from your opponent, so that way they stay on the field longer. Because obviously, inherently, sometimes this deck cannot have too many negates on board, so even if you stop your opponent once, sometimes you can't stop them again. So Union Carrier just provides a little bit extra protection if you can equip it with the ABC pieces from the deck. And for other links, we do play one Omrage. Like I said, this is more for like, let's say if they do stop like your gold gadget or your silver gadget or your core as well. Once you get the search, if you're able to get the search, you can get this off. You can get the core off the field, summon Omrage, and then that way you can just keep searching. And it's just a really good protection effect as well, especially if like they try to like dark hole your infinity or whatever else you summon, or whatever you summon from the extra deck. Instead of using that negate or something, you can use this to protect it instead. So it just adds an extra layer of protection. And then for link 2s, do play one platinum gadget because he just gets extra buys on board. Sucks he can't be used as zinc material that same turn. But you know, he's still a good machine monster. And like I said, it's just really easy to go into the deck because everything's machine. So that's why you play him. And you just get extra monsters on board and things like that. And then we also play one Cyber Dragon Seeker. He's really good because you want to be able, sometimes if you, like say you can't destroy something, but you can battle over it. He's really good because that way you can get over stuff. Obviously they don't take that much damage, but if you just need to get over something, he's your go-to guy. And then for another link 2 we play one Cleave for Genius. If you can have this out on the field and then like have core and then machine dupe and summon the 2 Cyber Dragons from deck, that's probably the ideal Saki play you want to do, so that way you can search with Genius. But other than that, he's just good because he could always negate 2 cards in the field. Like, let's say if there's another card you already used and you already used the effect, you could always target that and then target a card your opponent controls, like some kind of face-up spell or something, or monster that's really annoying effect. You can at least negate it with him. So that's why I still like him, because he can add an extra layer of protection, and also because he can't be targeted by links. So that's good. And then for the last link we play, I still like playing Borlo Dragon in this deck because it can be aggro at times, but Borlo is just more of that, control based card. So I still like playing Borlo just because he is really hard to get over. I know a lot of people probably like Borlo Sword Dragon more, but I just always have a special place in my heart for Borlo Dragon, so that's why I still play him. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile, you guys. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments down below. How sad you are that ABC Dragon Buster did get hit to 1. But other than that, let us know what you play in your ABC Dragon deck. And make sure you check out that link below if you have an itch to buy cards. Hopefully soon we can get back out and start playing again.